Welcome back to our Scamp Lite, which is covered right here behind us. So we were thinking, if we're gonna be boondocking in this thing and we're hiking, we're gonna be stinky. And if we're stinky, then we're gonna wanna get clean before we go to sleep. So we tried to come up with a solution to be able to shower inside our dry camper without making things too complicated, which was the whole point of the dry camper. So come with me and I'll show you what we came up with. So we have a round dog pool. Also a changing station with a mesh bottom. The last piece of this puzzle is a USB rechargeable shower head. And you're gonna need a bucket. And of course, if you're boondocking, then you would heat your water up, you know, with the Coleman stove, a pot of water in the Coleman stove, so you can have a warm shower. We've showed you all the parts and pieces. Now we're gonna show you how it works. My assistant is gonna demonstrate. The open space in the middle of the camper, we have the dog pool. She says it's a luxurious feel on the bottom of the feet. In goes the changing room with the mesh bottom. There's our bucket of warm water. Let's take a look in there. There's the USB rechargeable. That's a pump. It goes to a hose. And there it's hanging by a suction cup on the little side wall of this cabinet. And she's covered. The switch to the plug is actually on the motor, so you kind of have to control that. So now she's getting clean.
It's very relaxing. Okay. Got my shampoo.
All right, let's see if I can.
Right here. Time to do some acrobatics. So, juggle everything. Shampoo. I wish it had a switch on the shower head so I could turn it off.
Yeah, it really needs a switch on the shower head so it can be controlled from the shower head, but this changing station is springy, so you just bend down, cut the motor off, and then you're done. Okay, so now the shower is done.
Okay.
So there inside is the changing tube with the mesh bottom. So we're taking that out. You can see our little dog pool has held all the water. So now we got to move that little changing station. If you're trying to stay completely inside, you're gonna have to get all that water out. Otherwise, if you're somewhere where you're okay with the door open, she could obviously just pass it to me and I would sit it outside. But if we're someplace where she needs to stay closed up for privacy, then obviously you'd want some towels down. You would want to have that, you don't want the inside of your camper all wet. Once she's got that out of the way, we'll move the bucket. And now the dog pool comes out.
I was gonna pour it right in the bucket.
Oh, no, she's gonna pour it right back in the bucket. There you go.
And now you did?
Shower's over. So that was the trial run of our portable shower in our dry Scamp Lite. I think we will perfect the method of actually using it when we get to do it out in the wild. One thing we didn't like is that the power switch to the pump on the shower head is in the bucket on the motor. It'd be cool if there was one that had a switch on the handle. I'm not sure if that's out there. If you guys have seen that, feel free to share in the comments with us. But if you guys would change anything about this setup, let me know what you guys think. We appreciate any tips and advice from those more experienced campers.